Hi everybody, it's KellyLee from Southern Comfort Ramblings, and tonight we're going to be doing meatloaf, and it's kind of an unusual recipe. I came up with this watching Food Network and taking a few different ideas and blending them all into one. This is going to make a huge meatloaf, by the way. We're going to take a pound of ground pork. We're going to take a pound of ground beef. We're going to take a pound of sausage, ground sausage. Now, we're using hot in this one, but you can use mild, whatever you guys like. You're also going to have some sliced mushrooms. You're going to need some bacon. You don't need a whole pound. We're only going to use about 3 slices depending on the size of the loaf. You're also going to need some peppers, and I really like using the orange, red, and yellow to give my meatloaf some color on the inside. You're also going to use asparagus. We're going to use about 10 stalks of asparagus, or you can use broccoli or cauliflower, whatever vegetables you like. So the other thing we're going to also use is matchstick carrots, and I'm sorry this one's open because I've already started some of the prep work. And you're going to also use 1 onion, about medium size. Finally, we're going to go with that gravy again. I'll be taking the onion, and as usual, I'm going to be using the mandolin. Mince this onion down a little bit. And you're going to put it on your mandolin, and what that's going to do is shred your onion very quickly. You have nicely chopped onions, and you don't have to worry about it. As you can see, they're chopped very well. Of the asparagus, and if you've never prepared asparagus, just naturally grab the bottom of it and bend, and the bottoms are what you throw away. You're going to take your asparagus and you're going to chop it very thinly all the way up. You're going to chop up your asparagus very small. I'm going to keep pushing it back and keep going back and forth. Kind of cut at a small angle. You can go this direction if you want, whatever's most convenient for you, whether you're a righty, lefty. I've already cut up about 8 stalks already, and you're going to take your asparagus and just kind of put it in a bowl so that you have everything prepped. I'm going to take your matchstick carrots. Now, if you really like carrots, you can leave them matchstick size, but you're going to take about a half of a cup of the matchstick, and this is after we chop it the way that I'm going to show you. I just kind of take it, and once again, I'm just going to chop this up even smaller. Once again, I'm trying to hide the vegetables. I want to break them down as much as you can. Right, we're done with the carrots, and once again, I know I'm just going to scrape everything together. I've already chopped up about, actually it's about 3/4 of a cup. I know I got no green in there, but that's all right. So you're going to do that, and you're going to do this for all your vegetables. You're going to do your 3 mini green peppers. They're very small green peppers, or red peppers and orange peppers and yellow peppers. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to mince them up very tiny, very small, and you can even go back and do your onions if you wish. But that's the vegetables I'm going to put in, but you can put in broccoli or whatever you would like. And we're cutting up the mushrooms right now, and just want to let you know, you don't have to be pretty about this. You're just chopping it up to go in a meatloaf. We're not on an episode of Chopped or any of the Food Network stuff, so basically, as long as you're not cutting your fingers, I'm good with anything. I just want it chopped up, and the smaller the better, and because you want the flavor to go in there. So I've already cut up, this is about a little bit more than half of a cup of mushrooms, and you don't have to put mushrooms in it. Once again, you're making it to your taste. You can put cauliflower in there. I've also retained 3 mushrooms that I told you that were nice and big. They look like mushrooms, so I'm going to put those aside. Just kind of put them in there for right now. We've chopped up all of the beautiful peppers. I'm not a big pepper fan, so I used about 3/4 of the 3 peppers that were there. So these are the ingredients, and what we're going to do now is blend. Here we have the 3 meats in here. We've put them in, and you're going to kind of mix them up. And yes, I have wear gloves. Raw meat just grosses me out. And of course I have nails, so it's not a good thing to do. And you're just going to blend all those meats together. And then you're going to start adding your ingredients. You're going to take, oh, almost lost that. You're going to take your peppers. You're going to take your onions. You're going to take your mushrooms minus those little 3. I guess I should have left them out before. You're going to take your mushrooms. You're going to take your asparagus. And you're going to take your carrots. And you're going to mix them all in there. And you're going to mix them really well in with the beef. And this is going to take a little bit of time because you want these flavors to blend really well. Some people will use an egg in here, and I do suggest that because it will help bind it a little better, and I will probably end up doing that because there is a lot of ingredients in here. You're going to scrape the sides, you're going to scrape the bottom, and it's just going to look really good. So I'm going to work this in a little bit, and we will be right back. So you're going to take the meat, and I ended up using 2 eggs to get this nice and moist. You can also add breadcrumbs if you wish. That's completely up to you. I did not this time. So you're going to work the meat in really well and start packing it together little bit by little bit. And the natural oils and basically grease from it is going to bind everything too, and just start getting that loaf look. Make it as even as possible. I'm going to move this, bring this over so you can kind of see. I'm going to lay it in the pan, and I'm going to shape it from here now. And you want it in a loaf, not too thick. It's better to me to have it a little bit longer, so that it cooks a little bit more evenly. And you want that to be, let me see, let me come over more this way so you can kind of see. I apologize, the angle, I can't touch it because of the gloves. But you're going to work it this way, and I'll move the camera in just a second so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. This is when I need a camera person. So you're just going to do the loaf just like a regular meatloaf. I'm going to take these off, or at least one of them, and move that so that you can see what's going on here. So I've taken the meatloaf and I formed it into the loaf part. I'm going to keep messing with it a little bit just so that I have it as even as possible at both ends. Kind of tuck those in. And what I'm using is a regular pan with, I like the rack on the bottom so that the grease can come down in a way. So do you remember the bacon? If you know me, you know I'm always using bacon. You're going to take your slices of bacon and put them right across the top of it and kind of on the sides so that it covers the meatloaf, and just kind of overlap them. You can use 3 pieces, but if any of you know me in my real life, you know that I'm a bacon fanatic. So you're going to cover the pan just like that, the loaf rather, with the bacon. You're going to kind of pat it down a little bit. Now you remember those 3 mushrooms. We're going to take those 3 mushrooms, and once again, you don't have to use mushrooms if you don't like them, and we're just going to pretty it up. That's all we're doing with that. And simply like that. And there's your meatloaf. You take that glove off. And over here, we have preheated the oven to 425. It's actually preheating now. And we're going to put this in. We're going to check it in about maybe an hour. And just see how it is in the middle. We're not going to want to cook it all the way through. And we talked about that. Let me bring this up. We talked about that because we're using 3 pounds of beef. Unless you have a whole lot of people in your family or you're doing a dinner party, that's a lot of meatloaf. So we're going to only cook it about 3/4 of the way. Once that's done, and it's 3/4, we're actually just going to cut the meatloaf in half and put it to the side, let it cool down a little bit, and we're going to tight wrap it in foil, or if you have a seal-a-meal, that works fine. But you're going to put half of it in the freezer. And now you have dinner for the following weekend or later on in the month. So we're back. The oven has dinged saying it's preheated. We're going to take our beautiful meatloaf and put it right in there. Sorry, it's right there in the middle rack. And we're going to let it cook now for an hour. An hour later, and the meatloaf is done. It is right here, and it is so sizzling good. We're going to cut this in half and put half of it away for later on, and the other half we're going to do something kind of weird with. All right, we're back, and this is where it gets fun. We're going to take the meatloaf. This is Bill. This is my husband.
How's it going,
Ed? So what we're doing with the meatloaf is we've sliced it up. I've had Bill slice it in about 1-inch thick pieces, and we have some brown butter here. So what you're going to be doing with the meatloaf is we're going to brown it. So go ahead, Bill. I'm going to let you do this part. He likes messing with butter. And you're going to sear that down until it has a crunchy brown side to it. Nice thick pieces there. And on that side, since we only have to fry one side or maybe two, let's see, we're going to make 3 out of that one. And one of the things we're doing while that's happening is I'm actually warming up some oil because our side dish is going to be fresh fried green beans. We also have the gravy over there going for the meatloaf and the potatoes are cooking in another spot. So this is what's happening, and we'll be back when we turn them over. I'm just going to do the flip over here with the meatloaf. See that wonderful fried top to it. That one's kind of fallen apart, but that's all right. We'll just flip what we can. There you go.
Oops, sorry.
But it's got a nice, I'm going to bring the camera over so you can see this. It's got a really beautiful fry to it. Really pretty. So we've got the meatloaf going. Bill, you want to try a piece?
Got some good eating.
So we're going to finish up our cooking, and then we're going to plate it and finish showing you what's going on. We're all finished. We've made our dinner. We've made the meatloaf. We've made the fried green beans with Italian panko. Oh, just awesomeness. And this is what it has turned out to be. Is that not awesome looking? We have the meatloaf that has a little bit of friedness on the butter. We've got mashed potatoes with the beef gravy, and we have the fried green beans. So happy Father's Day. Today is Father's Day, and I wish Bill the best. He's over there resting from all this cooking, and we will see you later. I hope you'll watch all my videos and subscribe. You can hit the subscribe button right down here. Also hit the like button. Please share with your friends. Please share with everybody on your Facebook page, on your Twitter, on your Google, on your Tumblr. I'd really appreciate it. I hope you just have a very wonderful day, and we will see you sometime this week with a new tip. I have an idea. And please also subscribe to my Facebook page. All the information right down there. So click like, little thumbs up, and we will see you for a new recipe next week. Bye, y'all.